Hello everyone, it's Dio from Firm But Fair Gaming, bringing you another World of Warcraft video. Welcome everybody to another video for World of Warcraft. This is continuing our weekly Mythic Plus series and our review of the affixes. So this week we are winning, it's a fortified week, so of course non-boss enemies have 20% more health and inflict 30% increased damage. And it is also bolstering, which is unfortunate. Basically, it's a double fortified. So when any non-boss enemy dies, their death cry empowers their allies, increasing their maximum health by 15% and damage by 20. So basically, what we want to do is kill things at the same time because you don't want to have a bunch of things die while some things are at maximum health, because it'll just bolster and increase their health dramatically and slow down your run and make it incredibly more challenging for you and your tank. So we have Quaking is the other affix. So basically, periodically you're going to be surrounded with a Quaking effect, and if you stack on top of each other or you are inside each other's circles, when the Quaking goes off, you're going to clip each other and deal damage. And also, if you are casting a spell, when the Quaking goes off, you will be silenced. So this is a issue for our casters and healers, so you got to be aware of that. So taking a look at the tanks. Our tanks basically are going to have to just kind of watch out for their own safety here. So we're going to have to watch the bolstering buff. So you got to be aware of what the trash is looking like in their health, as well as if there is a high health mob. So if there is one mob that is particularly higher than another, excuse me, you may want to throw up a skull for indicate for your DPS to single target that one down to get everything kind of evened out. Additionally, you may want to, when you're doing your chain pulls, just be aware of the fact that if something is near dead and dies, it will bolster a full health pack if you're just pulling it. So you just want to be aware of that. You probably either want to go big instantly so everything dies at the same time, and if they do get bolstered, they're already low health. But the issue with that will be is your CD maintenance at the end of a pull is going to be where you're probably going to be taking the most damage. So you may want to save a CD or two for the end of a pull if you want, just to ensure your safety from that regard, especially if you've done a big double pull, for instance, to begin with. Additionally, the Quaking is going to be a little bit of an issue if you're heavy melee, so you'll just want to kind of spread out. Generally speaking, it should be the DPS and healer that gets away from you because you already have your hands full with the trash, but just make sure that you do your part on your Quaking debuff and spread out so you don't clip anybody. If somebody is not getting out of your Quaking, just move if you can, and then politely remind them going forward that they should make sure not to Quake you, especially if it's near the end of a pull and everything is bolstered and you're already getting kind of stomped on. It is a huge inconvenience to then have to take Quaking damage from a DPS or healer that did not mind their space and just back up. So just again, any tip that I have would be just to keep in mind you may need CDs for the end of a pull as well as the start, depending on how big you're going to go. So just keep that in mind and don't pull unnecessarily and cause yourself some grief. For the healers, so the tanks may need some extra love this week, especially because it is a double fortified. So near the end of their pulls, when some mobs are bolstered, and they've already used some of CDs, if they do not have anything left, they may require your extra love and tender loving care to make sure that they survive. So just keep CDs available or watch their CDs and yours and kind of plan accordingly. And if need be, help them kite if they need to get away from the bolster trash to help their survival. For the Quaking, it's pretty simple and straightforward. Spread out and do not be casting when Quaking goes off, otherwise you'll be silenced. So cancel your cast if need be and plan accordingly. And if you get silenced, maybe have a macro to spam to your tank or something to let them know that you're silenced and no heals will be coming. But do your part, spread out, and do what you can to not get yourself quaked, as well as clip and quake other people, because the damage is on hierarchies nothing to be laughed at, that is for sure. For the DPS, basically I'm going to throw the tip of the week out here just because I feel, oh, look at me messing around. I went and moved the video in the background. Anyway, so on track. So for the tip of the week, throwing it out here, basically because this is pretty important for the DPS, we want to kill things evenly and you do not want to quake each other. So basically it's the DPS's job to make sure that you are not quaking each other, the healer or the tank, especially if it's near the end of the pull and there are some bolstered mobs around. You do not want to clip the tank because they're already going to be getting the crap kicked out of them due to the bolstered mobs. So we do not want them to take any unnecessary damage. So do what you can, spread out. It's not that hard. You can actually, your circles can overlap. You just don't want to be kind of have them clip your actual character. So if the circle is coming in on yourself, you just want to spread out so that it actually doesn't end on you. So just plan accordingly and do not clip each other. Most people, or there's a lot of people that have the fail meter, so you don't want to see your name pop up to indicate that you are quaking other people. Do what you can, spread out, avoid that, and plan accordingly. Also, if your tank needs to kite because of the bolstered mobs that are kicking the crap out of them, just do what you can to help them kite as best as possible, and make sure, again, just can't iterate enough. Try to kill everything evenly. If you see something that is incredibly high health, you can also throw up a skull on it to indicate for the DPS just to target that down, because you do want everything to die as close together as possible. For my groups, we try to get everything within about 10 to 15% before something dies. Ideally, we want to be lower than that, but at the worst case scenario, that is the goal that we aim for. I was getting a little long-winded there. So basically, can't say it enough. Basically, for this week, all we want to do is we want to kill things evenly, and then we want to spread out. It's going to be a little bit of a challenging week because it is a double fortified, basically, due to the bolstering. It is going to be a bit of a pain to progress. We've kind of been unfortunate lately with the weeks that we've had where they've been some fairly tough weeks and not exactly the easiest to push on. Even despite all this, I myself personally have been able to increase my Raider IO and push a bit higher. I've actually got 421s now where I didn't have them before. So it is still possible to push on the challenging weeks. You just got to have your stuff together and plan accordingly and have a smart route and good group makeup and know what you're doing, follow the mechanics and play your part during the affixes, and you can still push even on these unfavorable weeks. I'm personally looking forward to the first push week that we're going to have, but that looks like it might be a couple weeks off. So unfortunately, again, just another tough week, but do what you can. Good luck out there. As always, if you have any comments or questions, please let us know below. We appreciate any likes and subscribes. And also, as always, good luck on Vault Day tomorrow. Hope you get the items that you're looking for. Have a good one.